My name's Jean-Sebastien. I go by Nate. I've been at Pierce College since 2015, either I think winter, maybe fall. So I started in the PCAD program and finished and got my high school diploma, and now I'm going through the kinesiology program to get the associates in kinesiology and go on through into a 4-year. My experience with PCAD began because I didn't get my high school diploma. I was taken out of school at a pretty early age, around like 13, 14, and had to take care of family issues, had to help raise a niece, and life started happening to me. You know, you get out of school, you want to go back to it. I was doing homeschool classes, and that thing it didn't work out that well. My homeschool stuff, like even whenever I tried to get my transcripts later on, it became a deterrent because the school had changed names and they couldn't find my transcripts, and the transcripts I got back weren't that great. And so everything started mounting on me, I think, as I got older, just like I was failing and couldn't go back to it. And, you know, I'd have to go get my GED. And for a person like me, going into taking a GED, I think, especially as the years got on, just started seeming like it would be the thing that would prove to me that I was a failure. If I failed that test, it would be the proven factor that I wasn't measuring up. So I moved out here 2008. I hadn't been in school for over 20 years in a real high school. My girlfriend actually started going to Pierce College. She's in the vet tech program. She found the program, and I figured, I guess, you know, give it a shot, because at least it was something that wasn't just me sitting down for one test that was going to finalize and cement what I had felt. So I entered into the program and completed it in a year. It's probably the best decision I'm sure in my adult life that I've made, because I mean, I don't think most people realize what it feels like to be not a high school dropout, but just someone, whatever happened to you in life, whether you decided not to go because of stress or money situations or family situations, it starts making you feel like you're not the same level as everyone else. And something that's so simple, like a high school diploma, that people go in and earn as a kid, basically, you know, and they take it for granted that it's something that they just kind of have to go do, and they go to school every day, and they have parents maybe that push them to make sure that they go, and they end up completing it, getting that diploma, and going on. But when you don't do it, and you're my age now, which is like 40, I'll be 41 this year, you know, you're growing up, and I've got nieces, nephews that look up to me, and how do you look at them and tell them that getting an education is important, that going in and doing those things and getting, you know, doing that for yourself so you can get a career is important, when I haven't done it? And it's hard to look at yourself in the mirror and believe in yourself and think that you're worth something when you know that the best that you can do lies beyond what you figured that you've already done in your means at that point. Because without a diploma, you've got very little chance to do anything. I can have the drive and ambition, but for me, I didn't have the belief in myself. And this program, going through PCAD and getting the diploma, has given me the belief back in myself. So it's been instrumental in me changing my life around and giving myself goals again. I think I just put dreams and ambition completely, it wasn't even on a shelf anymore. It just wasn't even in the picture, because it didn't feel like it was my reality. So now that I'm here, I feel like I have a different level of reality. I have dreams I can go for. I have a career that I can go for. I can change my mind. I can learn new things. And I'm proving to myself every day that, you know, it's not the end of the road for me. It's not the end of life for you. You don't have to go through and think that you can't do anything, because there are programs out here like this that can help you get there. And there's so much support at this school from the faculty and administration. Every teacher I've come across has been incredibly encouraging in that program. You know, they set you up with everything that you need to know every single day, with how to get integrated and up to speed with kids are coming straight out of high school. They're doing tons of stuff that I didn't do 20 years ago. You know, I wasn't on Canvas. I wasn't doing anything on a computer when I was last in school. So that was the other daunting task, was thinking, how am I going to keep up with these kids? Am I going to be able to go into college and do any of that? And I completely shut that off. Even if I had taken my GED, I don't think I would have gone to further into college, because I didn't think I was ready to be at the same level as those kids coming straight into it, because I hadn't been doing any of that. I didn't know how to navigate any of those systems. I had been working construction jobs where I'm busting my butt and my back every day, but I wasn't on a computer. So I don't know Microsoft Word. I wasn't typing stuff and sitting behind a desk. And it was really intimidating. But because we're able to spend a whole year learning all those things systematically, day by day, a little more, you're integrated into it. So by the time I got through my transition period, which is the last quarter in the PCAD program, you're taking a couple of actual college classes, and you prove to yourself, like, wait a minute, I'm taking English 101, I'm taking my math class, and I'm in here with 17-year-olds, I'm in here with 21-year-olds, and we all know the same stuff, and we're all at the same level. And then you turn around and you realize, I'm just another college kid, no matter what my age is. We're all having the same struggles, we're all trying to figure out and navigate the same things at the same level. And it becomes this really beautiful moment where you see that you're all on the same page, no matter what your age is, no matter what your economic status is. All of you are having the same struggles with your teachers, with going home and doing homework again, and as I said, it's a great support system here, and it's been one of the best experiences that I've had, and it continues to be every day. I'm in the kinesiology program, so I'm learning to be a personal trainer, and that's either you could do the certificate program or the 2-year that brings you into, get your associate's degree and will get you all of your prerequisites so that you can go into a 4-year college. So that's a direction I'm on right now, to try to go into a 4-year. I don't know what college I'll go to, because I'm trying to be very cautiously optimistic with myself. Make sure I get the grades first, and then, next year I can really be focusing on where I'll be going with it. Well, I think coming straight in, like I said, it was intimidation factor, and it was the fact that it had been so long for me that I felt removed from academia. I mean, over 20 years of not going to school or doing anything, you start feeling like you don't know where your place is in that anymore. And I made good grades when I was in school, but that was, like I said, over 20 years ago. So I didn't feel like I could go in and do something like sit down, take a 4-hour test, because to me, I had already given myself 20 years of feeling like I was a failure, and I think that was just the nail in the coffin. If I had failed that test, it would have proven to me that was it, that I absolutely was a failure, and I couldn't even have those moments of believing in myself anymore, which were few and far between. But coming in and being able to do the PCAD program and spend that whole year learning, and I mean, the first month that you're in it, the first couple of days you're in it, you're scared out of your mind. And I'm not just me. I'd love to tell you it was just me in there that was completely scared, but I had other students that were around my age, in their 30s, 40s, or older, and all of us were scared, because you get up and you're a grown up and you go to work and you do all those things and you're used to that routine. But coming back into school, feeling that intimidation factor, you're afraid that, like I said, you don't know where you're at. You don't know who you are academically anymore. You're not you're the 17-year-old that made straight A's, or 16-year-old, or whatever it was. You're having to come back and compete, so you think, against some of these kids. And I think that's the biggest part of this program. We have so many different people that are from every walk of life, from every socioeconomic background, from all over the world. I mean, literally, all over the world. And you sit side by side with them. You have students that are, English as second language students, and you get to work in groups with them and see they're busting their butt just like you are. The 16-year-olds in the class that are running START are busting their butt just like you are, and all of us are struggling together. And we all work together as a group, and the teachers are so good at facilitating those relationships and making all of us, see that we have the support structure from each other and from them. And we spend the whole year in the program working together, mostly with a lot of the same students, because You start around the same time usually, and I think just over that year long, that's what instills this belief in yourself that you can go on to do things. You can leap over this hurdle, and you can succeed at it, and you don't feel the heaviness and the burden that you had of being a failure anymore, because now you're in the struggle, you're in the fight, and you're succeeding at what you're doing, and you're going to get this. You're going to get the diploma, and you're going to go on, you can do something else. I think it's really the foundation that you have of support. It's the biggest factor that you have with this. And the fact that you have a year to spend that time learning all the systems to catch up and learning what it's like to be a student again, learning what it's like to be in a classroom again. Because you forget, after 20 years, you forget what it's like. Most parents forget what it's like, for their kids, what the struggle is to have to get up and go to class, and it's a grind, and you have to listen to something all day. We understand what it's like to have a boss that does it, but we forget what it's like to sit there for sometimes 2 and 3 hours, 5 or 6 hours during a day, and listen to someone drone on about something that you really don't care about for the most part. Let's face it, it kind of sucks. But you're learning things while you're doing it, but we forget what it's like to sit there and do it and get the knowledge out of it, take the exams, that feeling of accomplishment you get and satisfaction you get from passing and getting the grades. We forgot all that stuff. For like 20 years, I forgot it. And now coming back into it, having the little reward system of getting like a decent grade on something and learning what it's like to study again and, give myself a routine that involves, I don't just get a 9 to 5 anymore. Or 8 to 4. I have to get out of here after I leave school, and I've got to study for 5-6 hours every night and come back the next morning early in the morning and study again and get in the library and do all of it. But it's certainly changed, like, my outlook and how I believe in myself, and that I believe that I can go further in life. I can go on to a 4-year college. I can have the degree that I want. I can have the career I want, and I can have the life that I think I had always wanted, but I was afraid to look at. I completely given up on the fact of me being anything but the failure that I thought I was. So in the PCAD program, I have one teacher that, there are several teachers the teachers are great, but Rachel Ferris, who was an instructor that I had, I think, 2 or 3 quarters for different classes, and she does writing and the reading aspect usually, so it's the English aspect of my program. But she's so encouraging, and when I thought, like, I used to like to write whenever I was younger, and I had gotten away from it. I really didn't do it very much anymore. Didn't think that I could do that well at it again, and coming back and trying to write academically was a struggle, because I think I just kept thinking that I was going to mess up on formatting. There's all this stuff with MLA format, APA formatting. And like I said, when you're away from it, you don't know what any of that means anymore. You're just throwing letters at me and I have no idea what you're talking about. And Rachel was so encouraging about using my own voice and using the facilities that we have here to get support from people like also Rachel, who works up in the library. Your librarians here are the most amazing librarians I've ever met, and I used to spend quite a bit of time in the library. But they're so energetic and so happy to help you. I think between the two of those, the 2 Rachels that I had, it was just the best experience for me. Rachel Ferris is just one of the most amazing instructors that I think I've had, like, in all my years in any kind of schooling that I've gone to, because she's approachable for every student to go up to. She's there after class if you want to talk to her. She's coming up and around and looking at what you're doing. You get a lot of feedback on everything that you would write for her. Yeah. I would just like to tell people that whatever it is that they've got in their head about themselves, to let it go, because it's not true. All the stuff that you tell yourself every day about, oh, I can't do this anymore, or I'm too old to go back to school, and I'm just going to be stuck in whatever dead-end job that you've put yourself in because you feel like it's your duty to your kids and whatever else. That's great. You've got a job. You're supporting your kids. You can do something else. You can always come back. I'm meeting people here that are in their 50s, 60s, and they're changing their career path. And this college helps you do it. The people here will help you do it. It's not your own personal struggle. And I think that's something that so many of us who had given up figured that it was. We thought that it was just us. And for some of us, especially, don't have a support structure. You start feeling like you're the only one and that no one's going to help you. It's got to be you that gets you out of everything. And that's just not it. So I just want to say come back to school. It'll get you where you want to be.